Hello everyone. In this particular video, I'm going to be talking about Vryno, especially Vryno CRM, and how you can use Vryno CRM to boost your sales and increase your employee efficiency. To start with, I would like to give you a quick little introduction about my company. So, if you browse to Vryno.com, that is where you will notice this is our website. And Vryno basically provides you with a powerful suite of products that help you with your business. These We right now have around 5 products that are there active. That includes customer management, risk management, loan management, case management. The fifth one is the password management. It comes to presence. We are present in over five physical presences over 5 countries, whereas our services are available globally. The 5 countries that we are physically present at include US of A, India, Ireland, United Kingdom, last but not the least, Australia. Uh, Now coming to how you can start your journey with Rhino CRM, there are 2 ways of doing it. One is either you reach out to us, as in you just drop me a mail. Of course, you will find each and every detail that you're looking for in the description section of the video. And you can, of course, drop a comment asking for whatever questions you have with regards to the software or the demonstration there too. And the second way of doing it is you can simply hop onto our website and start your journey with Vryno by signing up for the CRM. Once you click on it, it's going to show you a form where you can create your Vryno account, and once doing that, you will of course receive an email, and once you set up your that will ask you to set up your password, and once that password is set, you can directly log into the system. Now, once you log in, this is what you will see post logging in inside of Rhino. So the first thing that you would notice is instances. Now, what are instances? Let's suppose Ankit. Let's start with an example of mine. Let's suppose me, Ankit. I have multiple organizations running. I have multiple ventures I've invested on. Now, what if I need a CRM for each one of them? In such cases, Rhino comes to your rescue. You can create instances at a very decent cost, and each of these instances have their own CRM setup, and which do not have anything to do with each other. There's no relation between two instances. So this way you can basically manage multiple organizations of yours. I suppose the organization that I'm working on is Rhino. The first business that Ankit has invested on is Rhino. So if I want to access that particular instance, or if I want to see what is up with my business, all I have to do is click on Rhino. Post clicking on Rhino, the first thing that I'm going to see is the dashboard. So, of course, there are multiple dashboards in the system that you can create. But if I want to choose one of them, so this is what you will see by default. This is the default dashboard that Rhino has to offer. You can choose between multiple pipelines that are there, and you can see how much business is stuck at what pipeline. And if you've won some of those deals, of course, they will show up over here as well. You'll see the deal forecast, revenue that you've got via the closed deals of yours, leads by source, the distribution on the basis of percentage. Then you kind of get the daily stuff that you require. The tasks that you have, you can filter it on a daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. Then apart from that, the meetings that you have, the notes that you've created, the call logs that you've created, the calls that you have scheduled or completed for that particular day, then the leads that you have inside of your system, the deals that have been allocated to you. So anything and everything that is relevant that you want to see with regards to your business is just on your screen as soon as you log into Rhino CRM. Then again, as I mentioned, you can create multiple dashboards. So I just created one dashboard as the leads dashboard to give you guys a reference how dashboards look like and how they can present data that is of requirement for you. So let's suppose I want to bring down everything regarding the most important piece of information that I need. I want to bring them down to the leads dashboard. All I have to do is I can choose whatever widgets I want to see on a particular dashboard. Uh, to know how to create dashboards, you can of course visit have a look at the video that basically gives you an introduction as to how to create dashboards in Rhino CRM. The link will be there in the description. Then apart from that, if you would notice, so you would, the first thing that you see is the new leads. That is basically leads that have been created this week. Apart from that, on basis of statuses that you have for your leads, you can see the leads that are yet to be contacted, those that have been contacted, then leads that have no requirement, then leads coming in from various sources: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, referrals, exhibitions, other sources. Now this is what your dashboard looks like. Let's now start with a customer's journey with Vryno. How does a customer journey look like when it comes to Vryno? So the first thing that every business gets or wants to manage is the leads. So leads is nothing but the raw data that you get. Individuals who are probably interested in the product or service that you have to offer, but you haven't really gotten in touch with them. So the first thing of priority is getting in touch with them. So in order to create a lead, there are multiple ways of doing that. The first way, the most basic way, which will also show you the basic form that you get without any customizations, is this. So you have your first name, last name, email, phone number, company, website, and all. I mean, you can choose the lead status, lead source, and these are all the fields that you get. Now let's suppose you don't see fields that you need for yourself. If there is any field that you think is necessary for you and you don't find that field in this form, you can of course add those fields over here. And if there's any field that you think you don't need in your business, you can remove those fields from here. This is a completely customizable low code no code platform, so you can basically customize your leads form the basis of your requirements. Now once you are done with checking out the basically creating a particular lead, so this is what a particular lead will look like. Let's just start with creating a lead. One small second. Let's suppose Jeet Singh is the person who's reached out to me. I'll fill out his email address, then his phone number, company name, website, lead status, because of course I haven't really gotten in touch with this person, so I would keep it to not contacted. In other words, you can keep it as new as well. It completely, because it's a completely customizable platform, completely depends. You can give your lead score on the basis of your interaction or their behavior on your website as well. Age, if you want to choose a particular age for this person, let's suppose Ankit is 27 years old, choose the age. Expected revenue, number of employees his company has, the address, and lastly the description. Once everything is done, you can simply save the lead, and this is what a lead looks like inside of Rhino CRM. Now, if I want to edit this lead, I can simply click on the edit button. If I want to scroll through other leads, I can simply click on this arrow and I'll keep on scrolling through other leads as well to check what all leads are there in the system and check for their information. Then I'll come back to Jeet, and here you would notice is all the fields that I had filled were already there, and there are a few more fields that have appeared that are created at, updated at, who created it, who updated it, and all the relevant information that you would probably need. Then the next thing that you will notice is the activities. This is where you can log calls, meetings, and tasks basis of your interaction with the particular lead. Let's suppose I just had a word with Jeet. So I'm going to call it first. The started at and ended at is going to be auto fetched by the system, depending on the system time, and the ended at will be in a difference of 10 minutes as opposed to the started. Then what is it regarding? Let's suppose it's a prospecting call where I'm trying to see whether the person is interested or not in purchasing any other product or service that I have to offer. Then whether it's a scheduled call, I would mark it as completed. What is the status? I'm going to mark it as closed because the call is completed. And then lastly, what kind of call it was. Since I reached out to the person, I'm going to mark it as outbound. And then he said, let's suppose this guy on this call told me to probably make an online visit or on-site visit to his place. So I would simply add a description, make asking site visit on February 24th. And once done, I will simply save this particular call log. Now there you go. You would notice that this particular call log has shown up in the closed activity section of mine. I can always edit it whenever I want to. I can always make changes to it. But right now, more important thing is I have to set up a reminder for myself that I need to, or someone else needs to make a visit to this particular individual on 24th of February. So in such case, I'm going to create a task for myself. I'm going to name it on-site visit. I'm going to give a due date of 24th of February. And suppose he asked me to make a visit at 1 p.m. And I want to get a reminder for this on 23rd at same time, one day before, 1 p.m. So I can set up a reminder for myself. I can, since it's a task that is yet to be done, I'm gonna keep it to open. Then what is the task type? I can choose that. Whether it's a new task or a follow-up task. First, a follow-up task, I'm gonna keep it as follow-up. Now, what is the assignee? What is the requirement of assignee when we already have a task owner over it? Now, let's suppose Ankit, of course, is the owner of this business, and he might be having multiple employees under him. And he wants to assign a particular task to one of his employees. He wants somebody else instead of him to go make this on-site visit to the customer. In such cases, you can always assign this particular task to someone else in your organization. You can also track down such tasks that you've given to others, so as to make sure that all the tasks that you've given, whether you're the assignees of those tasks finish those tasks or not, kind of gives you an idea regarding what is happening with a particular employee, whether they're completing those tasks or not. Once the task is saved, it's going to show up in the open activities. As the on-site visit is yet to happen, it's going to show me the time on which this particular task is supposed to get completed. Then we have notes. Now, when you assign a particular task or complete a call log, of course, you're scheduling a call as well. You of course get an email notification that a particular task is being created, particular call log is being created. If you're assigning it to somebody else, the assignee will receive that email. That is completely possible. That is already happening in the system. But let's suppose there's some informal conversation that is supposed to take place. You want to tell somebody something about a particular lead, or you want to collaborate, in short, with other people of your organization. You can choose @, tag those people, and you can mention them and say whatever you want to say. Like, let's suppose I need help working on this lead. Please make on-site. There you go. So this guy, Ankit, in such case, if this would have been some other employee, that person would have received an email notification straight away with the link to this very lead and the comment. So what this does is that person can straight away hop into the lead and start working on it. Create an open activity for himself for that on-site visit. Check on the task, whether the task has been created, and all that stuff can be done directly. Then lastly, the attachment section. You can upload documents as per your convenience. You can upload files, give them a name. I suppose quotation sent. Put it. Then you can upload the file, whatever is the quotation, and then you can save it. There you go. That file will be stored in the attachment section. Now I had a conversation. This guy is of course interested. The next thing that I need to do is of course change the lead status. Now this journey that I've shown you has been pretty easy. Normally it can take tons of follow-ups for a particular individual to say, yes, I am interested in the product or service of yours. Please make an on-site visit, or show me a demonstration of your product, or I want more information regarding your product and all that stuff. So in such cases, you can keep on creating activities based on whatever conversations, meetings, or tasks that you've done for a particular lead, and track them down under that particular individual's name as well. Name only. And now since every time you have a conversation with a particular person, you manage to reach out to that person, the next thing that you're supposed to do is mark is as contacted. Now this lead is going to show up in the contacted leads of my database. Now everything is done. I know this person is interested and can be part of my sales pipeline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply convert this lead. I'm going to hit the convert button. And this is where you will notice something very interesting. So it's creating a new contact. Then the system noticed that there are already 3 organizations named Rhino. What it's going to do is going to ask me whether I want to add this to a particular existing organization. And if yes, which organization do I want to merge this record with? And if not, if I want to create a new organization, I can always do that. I'm going to click on create a new organization. And then lastly, create a new deal for this order. Now this is where you can log a particular deal and follow your sales pipeline that you normally follow. The stages that you have for, in short, the process that you have with regards to a particular sale, how you go about it. So that everything regarding that or the opportunity itself is managed through the deals module. So let's suppose order for Rhino, then whatever currency this transaction is taking place in, whatever amount you're expecting through this transaction. Then you can choose between, so you can create multiple pipelines in Vryno CRM depending on your requirement. And lastly, each and every pipeline that you create is going to have its own stages. So basically this particular pipeline that I chose starts from new. So I'm going to choose it as new. I'm going to hit the convert button. Now you would notice the lead that I had created, Jeet Singh, has now been converted. And what this particular page is saying is that a new organization has been created with the name Rhino, for which Jeet Singh is the contact person. And lastly, the opportunity that has come through them or the possible order that can come through Rhino is being created as well with the name order for Rhino. So if I go to order for Rhino, let's start with deals. And let's open all the 3 tabs to keep things clear. This is Jeet and this is okay. So I started with deals. Why is that? It's because the most important thing for any business is, of course, is revenue, or how much revenue are they expecting from a particular closure and all that stuff. So if you would notice over here in the deal section, the pipeline that I showed you is now visible over here. So as you make progress with regards to a particular pipeline, you can keep on moving forward. And there are 2 stages that are clearly mentioned over here, that is success and failed. And the stages involved associated to them are also mentioned over here. So what is completed, what is closed, what is new? So new is something, a new order has been created. It's very fresh. You're still getting in touch with that particular, you're still in touch with that particular person. You're still prospecting in short. In progress is you are negotiating, you're doing a lot of stuff regarding, could be requirement, depending on the product or service that you sell. You are probably gathering requirements from them, checking on feasibility of those requirements, uh, checking on on if there are any third party products or factors involved. You need to check on that as well. So all the testing, brainstorming with regards to requirements, everything kind of is taken care by this stage. And as I told you, there could be multiple pipelines that you can create if you want your pipeline to be more specific, each and every stage to be more detailed. Of course, you can do that. And lastly, completed is when, of course, you receive that order and everything regarding that order is done. And it's a positive outcome of with regards to the order. But there could be another situation where the order, the process with regards to an order is complete, but the final result is negative. In such cases, as a person refrains from giving you the order. In such cases, you can mark it as closed. If you've got the order, you can mark it as completed. The other things that you will notice over here is a contact name, Jeet Singh, and organization name, Rhino. So, and you would notice all the interactions you've had before that you had planned as well are still synced with a particular. You're not losing track on any document, any comment that you had posted with regards to a particular lead. Now, when I come to contacts, this is where you would notice this is Jeet Singh over here. That when I go to the details section, you notice there you go. There is Jeet. Let me just open Jeet Singh in a new tab. And so this exactly kind of gives you an idea within a deal itself, like who's the contact person that you are getting in touch with for that order. So if I go to Jeet, I kind of know the interactions that I've had with Jeet in the details section. I also know all and I can add more information now. I suppose in a B2B process, especially, the first person that you get in touch with is never the decision maker. So you can have parent contacts, you can have, you can build a relationship type with regards to a particular person. So if I edit this form, you can give this person a title, an email, then the job designation, the job title slash designation, Skype, Twitter, the date of birth, secondary email if there's any. Who exactly is this person reporting to? So you can also keep him as a reportee to a particular person and kind of manage hierarchies within Rhino. Which industry does this? Does his company belong? Then any parent contact that is there, probably a referral that this Jeet has come through. So let's suppose there is XYZ person working in my XYZ person who's a customer of mine. That person provides me with a referral. Okay, Ankit, Jeet is a guy who's looking for the services or products that you're looking for. In such cases, a referral. So the parent contact kind of becomes the person who has referred that lead to me, given that lead to me. What is the lead source, the relationship type, whether it's an employee, a partner, or a client. And then apart from that, all the other required details, you can add all of them. And once you are done, you can simply hit save. The last thing that you would notice is the organization section. Let me go back to the deals and let me just open this link in a new tab. Well, meanwhile, that particular tab, there you go. I accidentally opened contacts. I'm going to go to the organization from here only. So if I go to Vryno, this is where it will give me all the information regarding that particular organization, all the deals, the orders that have come through that organization, all the contacts that are there that are coming in from that organization. Everything will be visible under the organization tab itself. Let me just reload it once. There you go. So this is where you would see. There you go. You have Jeet coming in from this organization. This is where you find all the information. You can directly go to Jeet from here. Then you have all the orders that you can see directly from here. Suppose there is a new order that has come through this particular organization and they want to and you want to add that. And you don't have to create an organization or a contact you don't have to even have to go to the deals module to do that. You can directly create deals from the deals section. You can simply click on this plus button and create a deal directly and associate it with that particular organization. Also, if there are more people that are coming in, pouring in from this particular organization, you can also create contacts. If you would only notice last name, so it kind of, you can add more fields to the quick create form. If you want to know how you want to, you can add fields to the quick create form. You can do that. You can simply check out the video that is there in the description of this particular video. And yes, so now I have created I started with creating a lead, nurturing it by through follow-ups, and eventually I converted it into a particular contact, and the organization for which that particular lead worked has now come to into the organization section of ours of the CRM. And lastly, the deal, a new deal was created. In other words, the order that was created was mapped with the contact as well as the organization. The few other modules that are there inside of this are tasks. This is where you can watch all the tasks that you've created so far, all the meetings that you've had with a particular client, or meetings that you've logged inside of the system. And lastly, all the calls that you've had so far that you've logged in the system. Could be regarding anyone. You can also create call logs directly from here. Then lastly, we have the reporting section. This is where you can create reports, and you can basically have a look, basically a deeper look into your business processes, and if there, you can also spot anomalies if there are any. And lastly, I would show you a few more things that you can do over it. Apart from adding data manually that I showed you, you can of course bulk import data. You can import leads directly. Once you click on it, it will give you this feature of downloading sample data. This will give, once you click on it, it will download a file for you. This particular file will show data in the format in which you can import, that is acceptable by the CRM, in which you can import data inside of the CRM. Then apart from that, you can of course integrate it with other platforms that you have through the APIs or Zapier. You can bring in leads from various platforms if you want to. Then you can also do mass emailing directly from here. You can choose multiple contacts. In the action section, you just have to click on send email, and you can send emailers as well. Then few more things that I would recommend is the mass update section. So if you want to update multiple leads at once, you can also do that through the mass update feature. Then these are all your custom views. So let's suppose we are right now at the default view. Let's suppose I want to see all the leads that have come through Facebook. I can directly go to that particular custom view. If I want to create my own, I can simply tap on this add custom view section and create a custom view for myself. Then you also have the quick create menu. You can directly create entries within the system from here. You don't have to go to that particular module to do that. You just have to click on this quick create section and start creating entries or records directly from here. Now within the settings section, you have your personal settings where you add all the information regarding you. Then in the local information, you can add whatever language that you prefer, the country that you belong to, the date format that you prefer, the time format, and last but not least, the time zone. In the email settings, as I mentioned, this could be a tool for that can be used for email marketing as well. So if you notice, we have domain verification and domain tracking over here. So you can verify your domain and then set up your send from and reply to, so as to make sure that all the emails that you're sending are reaching your customers or prospects inboxes and not the spam section. Then inside of users and controls, this is where you can add users within your CRM. In the roles and permissions section, you can create roles and give them permissions regarding what all things they can see, what all things they are not supposed to see. You can create such permissions from them from an extent of starting from whether a person can delete, create, update, to even whether a person should be able to view a particular module or a section of a module as well. Then inside the customization section, as I told you, I mean, it's a completely customizable platform, low code, no code platform. So you can of course create your own navigations if you want to. In the first thing, the navigation section, if you want to, let's suppose I want to see contacts before leads. So I can simply tap on this arrow and you would notice the change. Now leads now is coming after contact. So you can change the navigation from here. I suppose I want to see all the modules and fields that are there in the system. I can see from it. I suppose I want to see all the fields that are there inside of the leads module. You can simply click on the leads module and you'll be able to see all the leads that are there in the system. As I mentioned, you can add fields to a quick create form as well. If you would notice right now, if I try to create a lead by through the quick create section, it's going to show me only the first name, last name and owner. But let's suppose I also want to add phone number to it, email address to it. I can simply activate the quick create buttons. And once I do that, and let's suppose I also want to fetch company name. There you go. Now, when I try to create a lead from the quick create form, there you go. All the data that you added is now visible over there. You can see email has been added, phone number has been added, company, owner. So this way, you can keep on adding fields without me marking them as mandatory. Mandatory fields anyway show up in the quick create form. But yes, even if you don't want to mark a particular field mandatory and still want to see it in the quick create form, you can do that as well. Then let's suppose you want to create a new module itself, right? I mean, this was about editing a field. I suppose you want to create a new module, a completely new module. Could be cases, projects, anything. Simply click on add module, give it a name, and you can create it. Then you can create email templates from here. And this particular thing can be used for your email marketing as well as triggering emails through workflows. If let's suppose you want any of your employee to get an email notification whenever a lead is created, you want them to get a link to that lead as well. You can do that from here. And then last but not the least, automations. You can automate your sales process. You can basically define a workflow, as in the conditions on the basis of which you want a particular thing to happen. So let's suppose I want my customers and my company's representative to get an email. Of course, my customers will be getting, or prospects will be getting a welcome email, whereas my company's representative will be getting an email, a notification kind of email, where he basically is notified about the fact that the new lead is created, and this is the link of that lead and all that stuff. You can do all of that through workflows, and there are multiple possibilities through webhooks. There's anything that you can achieve through the workflow section inside of Vryno. And that's pretty much it from my end, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was informative. If you have any questions, any queries, feel free to reach out to us on info@vryno.com. Apart from that, I would encourage you to start your trial by clicking in the link in the description, by simply signing up for the CRM, so that you can start your journey from today itself and start exploring and start redefining your business. Start basically aligning your sales process and knowing what is up with your business and never losing out on a particular customer, which is the most important. I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll be talking about industry-specific CRM implementations. Since, as I told you, so completely customizable platforms, we have customers coming in from various industries. So in coming videos, we'll be talking about that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.